Hey, I'm your host. We're back, BKP. Let me explain to you what I did in my apology for it. Is let me explain. Give me a minute here, okay? I keep the lapel base in my pocket. I reached in to get something out of my pocket and accidentally touched the button. Now, at that point, it was my fault. After that, it was Lonnie's fault for not seeing it on the soundboard.
You're only saying that because...
No, Lonnie, I will not accept responsibility for the mic being down for a couple minutes. I won't accept it. I transferred responsibility to you. Oh, Lonnie's looking for a mic. Danger. No, you can't. No, Lonnie, I'm not letting you get on here. Okay, let me try to get this show closed up before Lonnie speaks his piece. Folks, I apologize for that. So let me finish, let me go back to, and we're going to stay on the Fannin County, but let me wrap up the show with this. I started this earlier. Donald Trump has gone to Twitter. Now, they will build the wall. You will build the wall. Mexico will pay for the wall, okay? They will pay for the wall. Now, the media, and I said this earlier, the media is waiting for, don't trust them. We are real news here. We are looking at things here. The media wants to see the president of Mexico and Donald Trump standing together with a big check where it's from the Mexican government, presented to the United States for $700 million, and that's the only way they'll be happy. Donald Trump, I told you earlier, he is not mopping up. He's going to fix immediately. He is going to fix the pipe where it's leaking. So we're going to get the wall, we're going to get the border secured, then we're going to mop up the country and get all these bad guys. Well, the Mexican president is supposed to come visit Donald Trump, and he's floated out there that he's concerned he may cancel his trip, and if Donald Trump's going to build a wall and he's going to keep saying Mexico is going to pay for it, and he's talking about he might cancel his trip. Well, your president and my president, let him know very quickly, just let him know. The U.S. has a $60 billion, this is Twitter, Donald Trump, the U.S. has a $60 billion trade deficit with Mexico. It has been a one-sided deal from the beginning of NAFTA with massive numbers of jobs and companies lost. If Mexico is unwilling to pay for the badly needed wall, then it would be better to cancel the upcoming meeting. You know what? Stay home. Stay the hell home. Quit floating out to your media. You might come see me. Who the hell you think you are? You might come visit? Really? You might come visit? Let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to lock down that damn border, and everything you want to send north is not going to happen. How about that? Let me tell you something, folks. Let me just put this out here. Before NAFTA, now, I'm not a union guy. I'm not. I don't want to fight that damn fight this morning. But I'm not a union guy, okay? But before NAFTA, the Mexican products manufactured there, our jobs went there, our companies went there. Now, Donald, you have to admit, we created an atmosphere that said, hey, get the hell out of our country, go somewhere else. Now, we did that. We weren't business friendly, but we'll get back on that in a minute. So before these tractor trailers came to the border, okay, and they would have to drop their trailer, and an American driver, pay attention, folks, an American driver or citizen, American citizen, okay, would have to hook to that tractor trailer and continue to its destination. So if you had a product manufactured in Mexico and it was going to somewhere in Minnesota, all right, you would have to have that driver stop at the border, unhook their trailer, an American citizen would have to hook to it and take it to its destination in Minnesota. Not after NAFTA. Not after NAFTA, look it up. They can come to that border and continue with their delivery. Watch and see if I'm wrong. Check and see if I'm wrong. Okay? So let me tell you, the Mexican president, you got a problem? Stay the hell home. Stay the hell home. All right? You cockroaches. See, what's the cockroaches? Stay home. Okay, now, here's something I want to get to. They will pay for the wall, folks. Don't worry about it. They'll pay for the wall. All right? They will pay for the wall. Now, approval ratings. I just want to touch on this. Remember I told you at the very beginning of the show, okay, very beginning of the show, that the week of the inauguration, and you want to know why Spicer and Kellyanne Conway and Priebus, I tell you what, Donald Trump, he hired 3 pit bulls. I mean, I know there's got to be more in there, but these little things will just take a bite out of the ass if you mess around. I'll tell you, Kellyanne Conway, oh yeah, Chuck, laugh in her face. Spicer, oh my God. And Priebus, who would have thought Priebus was going to step up to the plate and be able to chew like that? Nothing better than one of the 3 of them with their teeth clenched on a reporter's ass. If you heard the entire week, all you heard was, and I did this in the beginning of the show, all you heard for an entire week was the lowest approval for an incoming president and how great Obama was going out. Now, they're the ones that created the crowd size issue. They created it. But the low approval rating versus the highest going out. Okay, in 1 week, approval hits 59%. Hits 59%. Now, do not get nervous. I've told you this, and I want to tell you again. Donald Trump will you're going to see pictures, all right? We've already got the statement where, Donald Trump said, Elijah Cummings, Donald Trump said he has great respect for the congressman. There's people out there going nuts. Oh my God, how can he say he's got great respect for the congressman? I'm going to explain this to you. I promise. I'm going to tell you why. Hillary Clinton, how could he say something so nice about Hillary Clinton? All right? How could he say this nice thing about Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi? How could he continue to let them in the White House to take pictures? Why? What is he doing? Folks, every time Donald Trump says something nice about Chuck Schumer, the local news plays it in Chuck Schumer's district. All right? Every time he says something nice about Elijah Cummings, every time he does something that you do not understand, your local Fox 5 affiliate, your local NBC affiliate in Detroit, your local affiliates, they all play those sound bites of those kind words. Now, you remember when Obama, okay, when Obama would have Republicans in from time to time, he would have an arrogance. There would be such an arrogance with him to his Republican counterparts or his Republican guests. You remember the Obamacare meeting? There was such an arrogance. There was always an arrogance when when Barack Obama got Republicans in the room. Always an arrogance. Not Donald Trump. That's not Donald Trump. There's people out there that cannot believe that he says he has great respect for a congressman. Look at he had Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. He said this is a great relationship. This is absolutely a great relationship. You know how many places that played in districts, in Democrat districts, that Democrats were in the White House and Democrats were in the Oval Office and they were in a meeting and Donald Trump was saying he had this was a great relationship. This was just a great relationship. They were working back and forth together, right? Why do you think every time he comes down, he is messing with them so bad? I'm going to wrap this up with something. You got to pay attention, okay? Now, why do you think every time he came down Trump Tower, okay, and the doors open and he come out, it didn't matter if it was Jim Brown, it didn't matter if it was Steve Harvey, it didn't matter if it was the little guy from Alibaba. What's the little guy there from Alibaba that's going to, invest $1 billion in the country? It doesn't matter who it is. It's like Juan or whatever his name is. I'm serious. The guy from Alabama. Juan and I were just, hey, Mr. President-elect, how do you think the confirmations are going to go for these nominees? Juan and I were just upstairs talking about what a great group. Now, the person next to him never said a word. You're like, whoa, wait a minute, how'd I get in this? Donald Trump knows how to play the media. Steve Harvey and I were just talking about that upstairs. Standing there looking, wait, why are you bringing me into this? He is playing them so bad, and that's all playing in these districts. I'm telling you, it's getting into these districts. He is on top of this. He's in front of it. Here is the thing that's going to happen. Okay, the media cannot take this much longer, and they're doing it now. They've been doing it, and it's getting worse. The media can't take this much longer. They will not report the upside of anything happening. They are going to try to drive a wedge between Congress and the president. The media will. On a daily basis, get ready because this is getting ready to happen. On a daily, not Democrats, on a daily basis, they are going to work very hard to find Republicans. You're going to have Republicans that don't agree with the president. That's going to be the top story every night. There's a group of Republicans. President Trump sent down his budget today, but a group of Republicans immediately said that they have concerns at some of the cuts. Okay? Well, the president sent down to Congress today his plans for this, but immediately some Republicans showed concern. So they're going to do everything in the world to find those Republicans to drive the wedge between. They can't drive a wedge between, Chuck Schumer. I mean, you don't hear nothing out of Nancy Pelosi because you have antiquated rules in the Senate that allows Chuck Schumer to actually have power that he shouldn't. I don't know why. You don't have that in the House of Representatives. So Nancy does go to the podium and Nancy does run her mouth and says really bizarre stuff. And she gets out of the spaceship. They beam her back down out of the spaceship. She says it's weird stuff, and then they beam her back up into the spaceship. So I don't know what she's saying. But Schumer has been given some kind of power by antiquated rules in the Senate, and the Senate hasn't realized that they probably could change those. But they're going to try to drive a wedge between the president and the Republicans in Congress every single day. That's what's going to happen. Now, my suggestion to every congressman, every Republican congressman in the United States, okay, you do not want your name on Twitter in a negative way with Donald Trump in your district. Now, I, for one, gave, I called the truth, a very strong, not support, but I told a very positive story where Congressman Doug Collins. Now, I'm going to use Congressman Doug Collins because the REINS Act, if you've not read the REINS Act, I'm telling you, Congressman Doug Collins, read the REINS Act, we're on target here. But let me just say, and I'm going to use Congressman Doug Collins for an example, and I don't want this taken wrong. I want it understood. This is not a shot at the congressman. I'm just using it as an example. Okay? I'm not saying that our elected officials should not oppose our president from time to time. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if he sends something down that needs to be opposed, you should oppose it. But in the primary, if memory serves me right, in the primary, the 9th District of Georgia, I think every county voted for Donald Trump in the 9th District of Georgia in the primary, I think. In the general election, every county in the 9th District of Georgia voted for Donald Trump. So I think in the primary, he swept the 9th District, and I know in the general, he swept the 9th District. So the last thing the 9th District Republicans, people in the 9th District want to see is a Donald Trump tweet at Doug Collins with something negative. Now, I'm just setting that up. I'm using him for an example, and I don't want Congressman upset with me today. I find something else. I can find something else for him to get upset with. I'm just using that for an example. I'm telling you right now, Republican congressmen do not, and congresswomen do not want to find their name on Twitter with Donald Trump. Because he's going to be much different. Same thing with senators. He's going to be much different. He's not going to toe that party line like in the past. See, he didn't have a problem calling out what's his name last week. I can't remember his name. He's that irrelevant to me. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. Stock market hit 20,000. I'm going to end the show with this today. I received this email, and the thing about this email was I have to look at this with open eyes. The stock market hit 20,000. I received this email yesterday. Here's what it said. Unfortunately, I believe the elites may be setting a trap for Donald J. Trump with a record high stock market. They know Donald J. Trump will take the credit for the market movement. Now, my concern is I received this yesterday at 10:30 in the morning. Last night in that ABC interview before this email came to me, Donald Trump, he said, look at the stock market is up. Hey, so he kindly put that stock market credit in his pocket last night. And I was looking at this email, it made me think, Donald J. Trump will take credit for the stock market movement. And they are giving him a lot of rope. They're giving him a lot of rope by letting him implement his policies. At some point, they will stop propping up the market and let it correct in a very bad way. I believe a market correction. There's a lot of people believe a market correction's on its way. This is in the email. That they will stop propping up the market and let it correct in a very big way. Net result, Donald J. Trump takes the blame. Bad president, bad policies, bad market reaction. Having said that, I do believe the retail investors are buying into the market due to the shift in business confidence with Donald J. Trump as president and general sentiment about the change in leadership. The real question is there enough optimistic retail investors that can keep the market moving up and counteract the elite bankers who have the power to manipulate the markets? I think late 2017, we will learn the fate. I received that email yesterday, and folks, you're going to have to think about that one, and I've got to think about that one too. Because I believe that email is a real eye-opener. I'm your host, BKP. Let me see what I have forgotten here. Let's see, approval ratings. Oh, the first president to figure out both sides. Look, Donald Trump is from Queens. Queens, he's 70 years old, right? And Queens back in the 50s, late 50s, Queens was, people were going to work. It was a bustling. It was a neighborhood, mom, dad, the kids. It was people going to work in the warehouse, the factories. Donald Trump seen that growing up. You keep wondering how he knows, because back then, that was a bustling area. They were mostly conservative people. They had families. They had conservative values. And Donald Trump sees all sides of this. I'm going to go more into that tomorrow. He sees your district and he sees the Democrats' district at the same time. Media will try to drive a wedge between Congress and the president. Sanctuary cities, making a bad mistake. He will. Border prisons, I love it. General Kelly, you got the green light. Make it happen. Gangs and bad guys are ready to go. Here's something I don't want to leave with. I read this story this morning. Trump orders weekly publication of crimes committed by illegals in sanctuary cities. Illegals in sanctuary cities. Trump orders weekly publication of crimes committed by illegals in sanctuary cities in order to better inform Americans about the impact illegal aliens are having on crime rates in sanctuary cities. Donald Trump today ordered the Secretary of Department of Homeland Security, oh, Kelly, green light, baby. He got the green light. He ordered General Kelly, Secretary of Department of Homeland Security, to publish a weekly list of crimes committed by illegals. Okay, that's well on its way. Folks, I started out with this. I'm going to end with this. And this may take a little bit. The narrative for the media is wanting to see if Donald Trump can bring the country together. You'll have to pay attention to me very closely when I say this. Why in a week can Donald Trump bring the country together when what we have destroyed and allowed Obama to destroy over the history of this country, 1 week, bring the country together? If what the media is calling bring the country together, I do not want the country to come together, because there's some things that I'm not okay with that the media is trying to lead you to believe that we have to accept to bring the country together. I don't know why we have to come together, because let me tell you something. There'll be no coexist bumper sticker on this guy's car. I'm your host, BKP. Katie Sassine up next. Stay for the Katie Sassine Show, the indoctrination of the American nation, and then George's opinion, short takes with George at 10:30. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, and I will be back tomorrow morning. Lonnie, take us out of here.